This is Clifford Doering. He is 93 years old. He is Carter's grandmother's uncle. He served in World War II and saw heavy battle in Okinawa.
Okay, so what was the food like when you landed in Okinawa?
When we landed on Okinawa, each man was responsible for his own food. We were given boxes of ration. There was no cooking or hot meals. There was 3 boxes. B for breakfast, L for lunch, and S for supper. There was little cans of beef, rations, hash, and a chocolate bar. The food was not that great. When we did get food, nobody knew what it was, what we were eating. We just ate it.
What was the sleeping conditions like on Okinawa?
When we landed, we lived in a hole in the ground. We dug a hole, it's called a foxhole. If we were on the move, we had to dig another one, but mainly we slept on the ground until things got better, till the Battle of Okinawa was over. Then we lived in a tent.
So when you were in battle, what did you do when you weren't fighting?
How did you spend your time when you were not engaged in battle on Okinawa?
We tried our best to keep clean because there was no water to bathe. We tried to keep clean our laundry because it was mandatory, because if we didn't, we'd create a sickness and we couldn't control it. There was no water except to drink. No water to wash. We cleaned our weapons, got ammunition. In case the enemy come after us, we'd be prepared for them, which they did not. We beat them. And we rested, and that was about it.
Okay, so what was your unit called and about how many men were in it?
We were in a battalion, and it's difficult to say whether the battalion was up to strength or not. There was supposed to be 15 to 1,800 men in every battalion, but this I'll never know if the battalion was up to strength or not. That was military information.
Okay, so what relationships did you have with the locals of Okinawa? Like, were they friendly? Were they nice?
The Okinawans were very friendly people, very forgiving. When we met them, they were on a friendly basis. There was no hatred. And as Americans, we believed in duty, honor, country. We did not disgrace our country by barbaric acts towards the civilians. They were very friendly people. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of most, 90% of the Marines that fought against them. They were good people.
So there was a draft in the Army, and you joined before you were drafted and into the Marines. Why did you do that?
I joined because I felt it was the thing to do, that every American should do his part for his country. We believed in duty.
So when you left the United States, how did you get to Okinawa, and what were you thinking?
I got to Okinawa with a convoy. There were many convoys that reached. Some were defended more so than others because it depended on what was in that convoy.
What, a ship? What's a convoy? Explain.
A convoy is an attack ships that were now transport. I was on what they call an APA, an attack personnel ship that was heavily armed. We had boats, landing craft, LSTs, and various things.
Okay, so you left where? Where did you leave from? Camp Lejeune?
No. When I left Camp Lejeune, we took a train across the states, which took 7 days and 7 nights.
To where? The train to where?
To go to San Francisco, Treasure Island. We stayed on Treasure Island to rest and clean because on a train there was no water. We had to be clean.
Anything else?
And then what happened when you left San Francisco? How did you leave San Francisco?
We left in a convoy, not an attack, just to get a transport convoy, just to get to the islands that we needed to replace the dead from other campaigns.
So what were you thinking when you left San Francisco and you were seeing United States territory, mainland, for the last time?
We got a little religion that we may never see home again. And that was a bad thing.
And you went under the Golden Gate Bridge, and what happened?
We went under the Golden Gate Bridge, and I recall 2 girls that I'll never forget waving goodbye to us, and a voice came out of nowhere. A Marine said they will be the last 2 girls we'll ever see again for some of us. And it was not a good thing to say because it was true. A lot of guys never come back. They had a long way to go. I did not see the enemy on Iwo Jima, which some of those people went to. I did not go there. I went to an island of Kauai, which was south of Midway, north of Pearl Harbor, to keep the enemy off, which we did.
And then you went to
Okinawa. And we saw ships get hit, known as the kamikaze, and it was sickening.
What is a kamikaze?
A kamikaze is aircraft with 1 pilot, a piece of junk loaded with a bomb. It was a flying bomb, and they knew they were never expected to come back, which they never did. They died.
It's basically a Japanese suicide pilot.
Right, suicide pilots hitting landing craft. It was very sad.
All right.
Come on.